EFL transfer watcher Weeks Football Finds. Let's take a look at some more EFL transfer business. First up, George Saville has signed for Luton Town from Millwall. This looks like a very good signing for League One. George has spent the best part of the last decade in the Championship, played over 30 games in each of the last 7 seasons, and I know a lot of Millwall fans rate him very highly. He must have definitely bought into what's going on at Luton, and I think he'll be one of the most assured best midfielders in the league next season. Josh Nerfel has signed for Bradford after turning down a contract at Wimbledon. On paper, this looks like a very good signing for them. He was one of Wimbledon's best players last season, and that's agreed by most of their fans who were disappointed to see him leave. I think Bradford naturally probably have a higher ceiling than Wimbledon, hence why he probably favoured a move there. However, Nerfel hasn't played at this level before. The step between League 2 to League 1 is getting bigger, so it does remain to be seen whether he can compete at that level. However, this is a great signing for Bradford. Xavier Simmons has signed for Bolton from Hull City. Once again, this looks like another very strong signing for Bolton and an investment for the future. He's a centre mid who started his career at Chelsea from my understanding. Spent the first half of last season at Hull City before moving on to Wycombe towards the end of the season. If you add that to the Dolby signing that Bolton have made and another couple of players that they've signed as young investments, Bolton will certainly be looking to break into the top 6 and the top 2 next season, and will be expected to. Liam Gordon has signed for Port Vale from Walsall. This is a very similar signing to the Nerfel at Bradford. Port Vale have just cherry-picked probably one of the best left-backs in League 2 last season. Once again though, it does remain to be seen whether he can play at League 1 level. However, he's played a significant number of games for Walsall over the past 3 seasons, and left-back was a position that Port Vale needed cover in. So once again, this looks like a very good signing for them, as they look to consolidate themselves in League 1. And finally, Toby Malarkey has signed for Fleetwood from Crawley. I think it's fair to say that Toby struggled at Crawley last season. They conceded a lot of goals, but that might not be reflected of Toby alone, but probably the lack of resources that Crawley had and the step up to League 1 was tough. The 2 seasons Toby's played in League 2 were both in relegation battling sides, but on the whole I think this is a good signing for Fleetwood, and probably for Toby himself personally, who lives a bit more further north.